Hello, I have a problem, and today I'll show you how I can use low-resolution prototyping to solve it. My problem is relatively simple, but still a prominent one. Whenever it gets really cold outside, I simply cannot get out of bed in the morning. It's like the coldness is just telling me to stay just a few more minutes. But I have a solution I want to experiment with. I want to turn the fan off in the morning. The lack of cold air should warm me up and I'll be able to start my day. So I began my low-resolution prototyping using the materials around me to make a quick mock-up of this idea. For prototyping, the goal is to be cheap, be quick, and just allow the flow of imagination. And the flow of imagination has apparently led me to try throwing a roll of electrical tape into a box to turn off the switch. This prototype will allow me to focus purely on the idea of turning off the fan without dealing with the aesthetics of it or other possible methods of turning it off, like, say, timing electronics. Those can be worked out in much more detail later. By just focusing on the critical function of fan turn off, I can minimize time and maximize learning for the next stage of prototyping. It'll also help me figure out really easily what unknowns I may have missed in my idea. Like, looking at it now, how big really should the basket be? I may want it to be bigger to be able to make it easier, but I also don't want it to be too intrusive into the room. I don't know, it's something to think about for later. And there we have it. A 3-minute made prototype to test the idea. All it took was a box, some tape, and a roll of duct tape to weigh it down. Now we can show this to others to better showcase the experience that this product provides of an easier getting up in the morning. It'll also be a great starting point for others who may want to help work on the project, as this prototype will give us a common vision of the impact besides providing just descriptors of whatever's happening in my mind. After that, it should be much easier to move straight into fundraising, as prototyping is actually key to successfully raising money from investors or on platforms like Kickstarter. Those without one rarely actually succeed. Now, you may be thinking, alright, low-res prototyping is useful for this simple design, but about something more complex, like a phone. Well, research says that while over the years the complexity of prototypes have increased, the development time has actually decreased. The development of things like 3D printers, making low-res prototypes still useful as complexity may increase. Now, let's take a look at my prototype in action.